Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So today we are checking out Ultera Online. That is the new MMORPG coming from the team that created CryptoMiningGame. We're also going to be checking out the white paper and what are the details, so keep watching. Okay, so this is how the story starts, and I guess this is going to be us at the beginning of the game. So it says, join me at Ultera. The lights from my old LED screen were glittering. Here I was, as I do every day, sitting on this same worn out chair in front of my main computer. The only room in my apartment was austere, with a simple sofa, sanitary block and a desk. Where my various machines, my only friends, were proudly seated. That was enough for me. With a soft gesture, I grabbed my Energix can with my left hand and carried it to my mouth while my other hand was tapping the touch keyboard. In a primary choreography, my index finger slid to the right while leaning against the chair. Relieved, my program was over. My name is Jared and I am a coder in the crypto world. I'm from a planet called Ultera. We call it Crypto World today because it wasn't always like that. Don't get me wrong, although my planet looks strangely like yours, we are not of the same world. Come and join me and I'll show you a world far beyond you can imagine. So, you can just imagine that, you're there in your apartment block, your little, your character is, and you're sort of just going through your day-to-day stuff. And then you got all these other adventures in front of you as well. Okay, so here we get a bit of a background story to the origins of Ultera. So obviously we've got the three divine entities, I guess you would call them. So you've got Ultera, Gomea and Ulton are the three main divinities that they've called them, but I guess it's the same thing, divine entities. So I guess they're sort of like the gods of Ultera, or that kind of thing, legends, myths and legends and all that. So it says here, at first, only one continent marvels at the seas, Ulton. The legend says that in its center, Ultera, mother of the waters, gave birth to two beings. Ulton, child of the earth, and Gomea, child of fire. After 3 billion years of peaceful coexistence within it, Gomea expelled Ulton from the home of Ultera. It was then from a legendary cataclysm that Ulton emerged from the waters and, accepting his fate, took the form of an immense continent. Over the years, Ultera, mother of the waters, and Ulton, child of the earth, danced in harmony, provoking jealousy and anger in Gomea, who felt then very lonely. The well-sought departure of Ulton. Then, consumed by anger, Gomea launched 5 spears of fire towards the surface, tearing the bowels of Ulton and thus giving birth to the continents as we know today. So basically, obviously, this is sort of a backstory about how the planet was formed. We have our story of, how our planet became the way it is. A lot of places do have these, and obviously Cyril and his team have taken that inspiration and applied it to the game, which makes it all fun. It gives you, it allows you to imagine how the world is, how it came about, and all that kind of stuff. I think that's cool. So finally, we just go back to the last part of the story. So Ulteran, language of the elders. So obviously this is an Ulterian rune found near the Great Mountains, 2169. So we are pretty well into the future. As you can see, I have a picture of the rune there on the left hand side of the screen, and we see here, Ulterian is the written and spoken language of the elders. It is a dead language nowadays. It gradually disappeared while the prescient empire introduced the formal prohibition of speaking it under penalty of death and established a single language, the Nulian. The Nulian quickly replaced the Ulterian and is still today the only language known on Ultera. Many mysteries reside around Ulterian. Some say it was created by Ultera herself and offered to the first man. Others think it was brought by a civilization coming from beyond the stars and will then be based on a very complex cryptographic code. Some ancient language writings can rarely be found while exploring Ultera's crypto world, but their translation is often risky. So I'm guessing that it's very difficult to translate it. Who knows what the secret Ulterian could bring it. So obviously the powers that be later on decided that there was something in the Ulterian language that they did not want people to find out. They didn't want them to know, and therefore outlawed it, controlling that. So basically trying to control the use of the language and maybe the investigation into the language and what it meant and what was behind it, and even maybe legends and myths that were in there that could actually be true. So again, great little bit of writing, sets the scene, makes you understand that there's a lot going on in this game. It's not just like we have now where we mine a few coins, we play a few battles, and we collect a few things. I think there's going to be a lot more to this game down the line, and I'm really excited for what is to come. So Ultera Online white paper. Now this is really going to be basically diving into the nitty gritty and the guts of the game and what it's all about and what we can expect. So again, really excited at looking at this, and I know some of you, this might be old information. It has taken me a while to bring this video to you guys, so I am sorry about that, but we are here now. We're going to go through it, and I hope you get a lot of useful information from it, and it gets you probably as excited as me looking forward to this game. Okay, so obviously if we just scroll through this, there is a lot to this. I'm not going to go through everything. For those that, after this video, if you are interested in going to look at it in more detail, what I'll do is I will put a link in the description so you can just click straight on it and basically download the PDF and read through it for yourself. What I'm basically going to be going through in this video is the information I feel that is pertinent to us as players and to you guys as possible investors in the game. If you're looking to maybe buy some NFTs or something like that, that's sort of what we're going to be looking at today. But like I say, I will put the link in the description so you can just basically go and check it out for yourself. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, so one of the big things that a lot of people had problems with CryptoMiningGame is that navigating the world, especially if you were on a lower spec PC, could take a while. When you were clicking the arrows and you wanted to move around your square. I know someone that used to obviously check out my videos regularly and constantly left posts and was absolutely a brilliant subscriber. Bill Carter, I know he was using like an i5 system, and even with his i5, there was lag. He really struggled to click around. I personally was using an i7 and I never had any problem. In fact, I actually was able to increase the size of my square and I could still click around on it pretty rapidly, whereas Bill basically had to stick to the 10 by 10 square and was still struggling. So anyway, it says here, and this is great news, this is what I was trying to get to, is playable on old devices. Ultera Online is developed for all web browsers using native libraries and WebGL, assuring a compatibility of 99% of desktops and 97% mobiles, I'm guessing. A certain interest has been brought to optimization of the game in order to improve overall performances. And they've actually used, they basically have optimized it using the game engine Phaser. So I don't really know much about Phaser. I know things like, you know, I can't even think of the game engine I do know. That's just totally slipped out of my mind. It was there 2 seconds ago. Unreal Engine. Obviously, most of you guys know that because it's used in a lot of console games and PC games and stuff like that. So anyway, they're using the game engine Phaser. I believe it's very much connected with things like HTML5 games and stuff like that. So which are all very, very highly optimized. So I'm hoping that navigating this world is going to be a lot faster for you guys on smaller games, and they're even talking about mobile. So, you know, they're even optimizing that for mobile. So for you guys, it should be a much nicer experience for you to play Ultera Online. So, you know, again, you know, that is something that is going to be a massive improvement. Okay, so it says here, okay, an amazing world to build. So this is really impressive. So one of the major complexes is to be able to generate a world which is a size nearly similar to the Earth. So basically the gameplay area is pretty much around about the same size as our world. As you know, so you know, that is, wow, amazing. So this has been possible thanks to the smart and genius usage of pseudo-random number generators source. Obviously, go and check out Wikipedia if you want to know more about that. But I mean, just that in itself, I mean, obviously, I mean, you know, I mean, I've pretty much gone to the four corners of the gameplay area in CMG, and it is pretty far. It is pretty far, but I don't think it's anywhere near to the scale of what this is. So, like I say, I mean, you could be, you know, I think I actually had some numbers here. Yeah, so basically, what is it? If you checked out one area of the gameplay area in Ultera, if you checked out one area every second, apparently it would take you 227,295 years to explore every corner or every area of this gameplay of Ultera. I mean, that is just phenomenal. I mean, and you've got 7 continents to choose from. Each continent holds different things. Its main source of, you know, like, so you'll have a continent for energy, you'll have a continent for other things. You know, each continent represents something different, pretty much. I'm fairly certain that's correct. But the fact that it's that big, I mean, guys, are you ever going to run out of stuff to do on this in this game? I mean, that is just phenomenal. Okay, so let's move on. So the online economy. So WoWer, I'm guessing, I believe the WoWer as a native token. WoWer is the native token of Ultera Online. It will be used to purchase any NFT content related to Ultera Online game, like amongst others. So basically, purchase and upgrade NFT housing and houses, equipment, purchase and upgrade NFT vehicles, purchase and upgrade NFT player equipment, mint NFT trading card from a level 15 in-game trading card. So that is based. So I mean, just that list of things that I mean, obviously I know they're all NFTs, and to get this stuff you're gonna have to build up some coins or invest some coins or something like that. But you know, the fact that you can buy a house, you can buy a vehicle, you can buy extra equipment for your players. I mean, that is just so cool. And obviously we still were using the trading cards. If you look in the top right hand corner above the picture of Cyril, you can see that is an example of an NFT trading card flashing away, changing its colors, you know. And I don't know, like I say, I'm just getting more and more excited about this game. I know that there's a lot of you out there will be skeptical about it because of certain aspects of CMG that didn't make you happy, or that you weren't entirely okay with, or whatever. But the way I look at it is, even though it's connected with the same team, you know, I think you know, it is gonna be very different. It is gonna be very different, and I think that you definitely should give it a go. You know, I've not played it, obviously. I've not played it yet, but I just think that I think they've learned a lot from CMG. Obviously, they launched the recent play-to-earn game SpaceBit as well, which incorporates certain aspects of Ultera. Various things that are in SpaceBit will be transferred over to Ultera. And also as well, if you've not noticed, there's certain things in CryptoMiningGame that have actually changed, like the way the cards, you upgrade your cards and stuff like that done. Even the way of selecting your decks is slightly altered. All that kind of stuff. Those kind of changes at this late in the day and so close to Ultera being launched, all of that I'm guessing is going to appear in Ultera. And they basically just testing this stuff out, making sure that when they launch Ultera, it's going to be spot on. And like I say, I think you guys should definitely give it a chance, Ultera that is, when it's launched. Okay, so this is the first coin. There are 2 coins. So we'll scroll down here. So Ultera, which is the other in-game. So this is the in-game currency. What's this? This is classed as the native token. Okay. So here we go. In order to facilitate the gameplay, Ultera will be used as the game currency. So obviously at the moment, sort of the game currency in CMG is CGT, and after speaking to Cyril, he says that any CGT that is held in your CMG account will be transferred over to Ultera in the correct currency. So whether it will be I'm assuming it will be Ultera. It could be WoWer. I'm not 100% sure. But he said basically any currencies that you own, and that includes all of your bits, your ETHs, your lits, all of those currencies will be transferred over to the new game into its correct format. So like I say, it will either be WoWer or it will be Ultera. So basically Ultera will be used to find and purchase common items, 1 energy drink for the road. So pay in-game fees. So you're gonna have rental, pay apartment rental. You're gonna need energy, especially if you're running things like miners in your apartment. Yes, you can actually buy miners to go in your apartment, which are totally cool. And transport, and also mercenary. I'm assuming that is in reference to the mercenary missions. So I'm guessing. So yeah, so you pay in-game fees, i.e. apartment rental, energy, means of transport, and mercenary, etc. So we have mercenary missions, which you will play to earn money and stuff like that in the game. So upgrade a trading card up to level 15, any other useful in-game transactions. So that is what Ultera is going to be used for. Okay, so let's see what's next. So game ecosystem, mercenary system. The overpopulation of the city is making it impossible to maintain order. A decree was established in 2122 allowing any citizen to do justice in the context of mercenary missions. So this is what I was just talking about. So the mercenary order was then created to govern the application of laws while regulating the creation and performance of mercenary contracts in all sectors. Now basically if you scroll down here you can see that these are going to be the various different things you can do and how it kind of works out. So it says here mercenary missions can be on behalf of corporations, individuals or players. Displayed times and rewards are on average. Any kind of mercenary mission can take any time and give any reward. Some local, continental, world and VMP mercenary missions can be completed by multiple players. Yeah, so this is another thing that I thought was really cool, is that currently we have in our crypto mining game we have our VMP, but basically all that consists of is that we go and do battle with other players, we collect VP points or victory points, and then that moves our VMP up and down the leaderboard. But with these missions there are actually specific VMP missions which you actually sort of have to do as a team, which I thought that is really cool. So I'm not sure how that will work because obviously not everybody is online at the same time. So whether it's sort of like, okay, we're going to do a VMP mission and then basically each person sort of has to accomplish a certain amount of things connected with that mission and then collectively that completes the mission, or I don't know. Yeah, I'm guessing that's how it is going to work. But you know, it is going to be one of these things. I think that it's going to basically make it even more important for VMP members to work together. Currently, and I know I have it in my VMP, you know, I've had to set a level. You know, I've set that there's a minimum requirement for victory points, which I put at 35,000 victory points, basically to keep us high on the leaderboard. But we still get people that do nothing or do the bare minimum, so then it's a case of, well, I either kick them out after a few seasons or I then have to up the level. Usually I will just dismiss them because at the end of the day we only want the best people in our VMP, as I'm sure anybody else out there that has a VMP does the same. So yeah, you have to get a bit, you know, sort of I don't know, ruthless, I guess, with it. It's, you know, but it's just the way it is. You know, if you put the work in, you get to stay and you get to claim all the rewards, and if you don't, then you get exited, I'm sorry to say. But like I say, when Ultera comes around, I believe this working as a team and together to push forward and do the best we can as a VMP is going to be even more important than it is right now. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and I really hope obviously our VMP can come together and conquer. Okay, so and obviously, like it says here, if you want to look at this in more detail, basically if you scroll right to the bottom of the white paper, you can actually look at these in a sort of larger format that you can click on, I think, and you can get a full screen version of it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to move on to is something I know a lot of you are going to be interested in is the mining and blockchain simulator. So I think this is quite cool because they're actually going to have an actual dedicated in-game blockchain. So yeah, I think that's going to be quite cool. So anyway, it says mining and blockchain simulator. A mining simulator game shouldn't exist without its dedicated blockchain, which I kind of agree with. And it says, in addition of giving amazing reality feeling to the game, this blockchain in the game feature will allow to avoid cheat while rewarding the players, depending on their mining equipment and virtual mining pool affiliation. So again, you know, your VMP is going to become, I think, even more important, even when it is connected with the mining and not just completing the missions. So, you know, again, this is, you know, it's even more sort of pushing towards only wanting the best players in the VMP. And I think once we get you know, if you get a good team in your VMP, you're going to be really, you know, all of you are going to be benefiting from it in a really big way. But like I said, yeah, I mean, like I said, you can actually purchase mining equipment and have those miners in your apartment. So this is the mining simulator. Again, you're going to be able to scroll to the bottom of the white paper, click on it, and get, I believe you get a full screen version. Obviously, you can see it here in quite good detail. I'm impressed at this. I am impressed at this. You know, it's because for me, it's like, you know, it's okay developing these games and stuff like that, but for me it's these little details which, you know, I'm sure is not a little detail and has taken a very long time to create, but for me these are the details, like the blockchain simulator and things like that, to make things more realistic, to make a bit more realism to the game. So, you know, I think these are totally cool. I think, yeah, I look forward to seeing all of this. You know, maybe I'm just a little bit crypto geeky in that kind of way, but yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's will be a great addition to the game. So scrolling down, so ecology actions. So this is all connected with well, let's just read it. Our planet, the Earth, truly deserves our attention. By building a game that will require numerous computing resources, we really wanted to limit our environmental impact by counterbalancing it with charity, ecologic actions in the real world. So basically what these guys are doing is I think it's basically there's a pool that like with all the fees and everything that we pay from playing the game, like, you know, paying your energy, paying for your rent, all that kind of stuff gets put into a large pool, and 5% of that pool goes towards the charities, the environmental charities and the ecologic actions, which I think is really cool. Again, because like he's saying, you know, we're all using computers, we're all using energy, we're all banging up our carbon footprint and all that kind of stuff. So these guys have decided that, you know, 5% of what he's earned from the game is essentially going to be put into or sent to environmental charities, which I think is yeah, it's cool. I think it's a responsible gaming, basically. So the players will then be able to accomplish ecologic actions in Ultera, which will directly impact what our company can and will do for our planet. So yeah, so I think it's quite cool. So obviously, again, this is, you can be able to read about this or look at it in a larger format if you scroll to the bottom of the white paper and click on it. But you can see here basically, you know, sort of the actions player rewards, eco activist bonus. So obviously, as we know, we have various different characters in the game. We have the corporatist, we have the hacker, we have the eco activist, we have the warrior or the mercenary, and I think there is there another one? I think, is there 4 or 5? I can't remember. But yeah, and obviously it says here basically if you choose eco activist as your character, you will then get various bonuses for that. So that's kind of cool. And then basically this is the ecology pool. So this is what I was talking, one of the things I was talking about. And basically see ecology pool will serve to charity ecology actions. Flip it out, I can't get my tongue right. I just can't get my words out today. Ecology actions in real world. So things like World Wildlife Fund, Greenpeace, Climate Foundation, etc. Those charities will be receiving money from this game to do our bit. So we're doing our bit essentially by playing the game, which is kind of cool. So we get enjoyment, but at the same time you can feel a little bit good about yourself because and these guys, the team as well, because they've devised how this ecology system will work, and yeah, that's I think that's good. Like I say, responsible gaming, I would put that down to it. Okay, so now this is interesting. So industries, shares and royalties. So Ultera's corporations are numerous and varied. The player will have to interact with them because of the close to reality effect that we want to create within the game. So again, bringing a bit more realism to the game. There are 5 main industries: energy, internet, transport, food and drinks, and crystals. Obviously, make sure you're gonna crystals, as we know from CMG, is probably about one of the most important resources. So keep an eye on what is going on with them, because you're always needing them. The industries are represented on the continent of Ultera, totaling 33 mega corporations all over the world. Each corporation represents 10,000 shares in the form of DOA token. 1 share equals 0.01%, giving decision-making power to their holders. So this is sort of like, basically, I guess, if you hold enough shares, or even holding 1 share, but if you hold enough shares, when certain things are talked about, you can vote on them. You would have the ability to vote on them if you held enough shares. And again, basically, here we go. This is the breakdown of it. If you want to go and check it out in larger scale, you can do. But yeah, that's basically how it will work. So companies, revenue, distribution, and sort of this is how it all breaks down. So yeah, so again, another facet of the game which I think is going to be very interesting. I think basically one of the things I'm looking forward to about this game is I think you're going to have a lot more to do, a lot more to keep you busy. I mean, even now, I tell you, it's quite funny. The last couple of months, and I do apologise to my VMP for this, the last couple of months I've had so much going on. I've not actually been able to spend as much time in CMG as I would like to. What I'm trying to get to is recently I've actually found a lot more time, and I've really got into playing it. And I recently upgraded various parts of my account in CMG, and I'm flying now. I'm absolutely flying through it. I'm building up my levels pretty quick, and I'm just finding it more fun. But because I'm just finding that there's now more things to do, or things are just working faster, so it's giving me more things to do in a quicker time scale.
Whereas with this, I just think generally there is going to be so much more for you guys to do. I think there's not going to be a lot of downtime. In the sense of, if you really want to push your account forward, I think there's always going to be something that you can do in this game, and that is something that really appeals to me. I'm not a fan of games where you go and complete various tasks and then that's it. You can't push your account forward any further until the next day when you get to complete those tasks again. I'm always looking for games that you can constantly be upgrading your account from things that you're doing. Even if you've done all the in-game tasks, you can then go off and do other things that still will improve your account. And I think Ultera is going to be one of those games, or at least I hope it is. And I'm so looking forward to getting in on it. So let's scroll down. So each industry has many interconnections with the others, which creates interesting dependencies. Those interconnections are called game fees. Fees will alter the industry revenue, while 15% are dedicated for mercenary missions on behalf of corporations, and 5% are dedicated to the ecology pool, which is the 5% which is going to the charities. So 15% of essentially that fee pool is going to be sent out for mercenary missions. So if you're going out there and completing mercenary missions, obviously you are earning one of the in-game currencies from that. So again, this is something really cool, because the thing is with CMG is, yes, we mine all the coins that we do, and we earn CGT. There's not really a lot that we do with it. You know what I mean? It's like we can go into the marketplace and we can buy stuff and we can do small amounts of stuff with it. But it's sort of like CMG is a game, and then the mining aspect has essentially been sat on top of that game. But they sort of don't work together. You know what I mean? In it, as much as I believe it will in Ultera. Because I think with Ultera, you've got the mining, which obviously what you're going to be mining is going to be one of the in-game tokens. I did say earlier that obviously all the coins we earn from CMG right now, whether it's CGT, whether it's bits, lits, Eths, Tron or whatever, Trons or whatever it is, all of that is going to get exchanged into either WoWer or Nutra. And then those two coins are going to be the two coins that we use for everything in this game. And like I say, you're going to be mining those coins, you're going to be earning those coins from doing missions, all that kind of stuff. So the great thing is that, and it's going to be so interwoven, as we can see with these various different slides, it is so interwoven into the game. Whereas, like I say, with CMG, it's like one has just been sat on top of the other, and they're almost separate entities, but they're under the same roof essentially. This is not going to be like that, I don't believe. Everything is going to be so connected, so interwoven, and I really, the more I go through this, the more I'm excited about seeing it and playing it. Okay, so let's scroll down. Okay, so house rental system. To own at least one apartment in the world, in one of the world cities of Ultera is the gateway to the game. Submerged by private rentals, the hotels have gradually disappeared during the 21st century. So basically what we're saying is Airbnb took over the world. The world of Ultera has now now has an ingenious seasonal rental system, allowing players not to find themselves on the street during their many trips. Renting apartments is a great way to generate an interesting passive income. So again, this, obviously, like anything I always say is that, if you're going to invest in any of these games, always make sure that you are, only using money. If you're going to be taking money out of your bank, only be using money you can afford to lose, just in case something goes wrong. Or, basically the other way to put it is basically use spare money. If you can use money from, free faucets, and then basically you'd have to run it through the Polygon network and exchange it into the in-game currency. But if you are looking to purchase NFTs, such as rental or such as an apartment, with this you can actually rent that apartment out. So I mean, that is really cool. So that, essentially you're buying an NFT and then that's paying for itself. I mean, obviously you can stay in that apartment if you want, but if you then travel to another continent while you're away, you can rent out that apartment and make a passive income. And the thing is you can, with this game as well, it has different aspects. So if you want, you can just sit in your apartment mining coins, doing the bare minimum, and that is it. That's all you can do. If that's all you want to do, you can. But on the other aspect is this can be a full-on adventure RPG. If you really submerge yourself into this game, it is going to be, like I say, a full-on MMO RPG type game. And you will be traveling to different continents. You'll be traveling here, you'll be traveling there. But like I say, if you own an NFT apartment, you can rent that out while you're away. So, you're making that passive income. So any kind of fees that you might incur somewhere else, that passive income is going to help cover those fees. So that, I think that's pretty ingenious. I think it's quite cool. But it is, like I say, it is sort of like saying that Airbnb is basically taking over the world. I think that's quite cool, quite funny. Okay, so the in-card trading card game, we currently have this in CMG at the moment. It was sort of launched into CMG. If you go into, I can't remember which area it is. Is it the it might just be the CMG tab actually, and then there's a drop down and it says CG. No, it says, what is it? CTG is probably what it says, which would be crypto trading card game or whatever. So yeah, we already have this, but like it says here, the trading card game, CCG, was invented by the game designer Terry Momyoba. Moyoba. I'm terrible with that pronouncing these names. Okay, in 2162, in just a few years, Ultera TCG became a planetary phenomenon, and it is to this day the most played game in the world. A few years later, our MOBA game arrived in Ultera. Online, players will be able to collect cards of this famous game and turn them into NFTs. Competitions are held all over the world where players combining strategy, deck building, will compete for many rewards. So that's something cool to look forward to, because I think that the current version of the game that we have in CMG is probably going to be slightly different to the game that we get in Ultera. I think it's going to be maybe a little bit more polished in Ultera. Maybe certain things would have altered, some of the graphics, that kind of stuff. But I think the basic gameplay is going to be exactly the same, because obviously it's just going to follow the rules. And for those of you that are getting into Ultera, I probably would suggest that as well, because this is probably going to be one of those things that you can go and use, and an easy way of picking up some rewards, from picking up some bonuses. So if you know how to play, you've got some good decks, then yeah, it's probably going to be one of those places you want to be visiting on a regular basis in the game to pick up those bonuses and pick up those rewards. Okay, so blockchain interactions, I'm going to quickly go through this. So basically it says here, blockchain interactions will be handled using numerous ERC 721 and ERC 1155. For those of you that are not familiar with what these are, ERC 1155 is essentially what Gala Games use to transfer NFTs from one place to another. Because the great thing with ERC 1155 is you can actually send multiple NFTs through the system at one time. With the old ERC 20, you could only send one at a time. That is why ERC 1155 has been used in Gala, and that is obviously why these guys are using it. It's a much faster algorithm, I guess it would be. And it enables, like I say, the sending of multiple NFTs through the system at one time. The usage of the best Web3 libraries upon the layer 2 solution of Polygon. So the great thing with Polygon is that even though it is connected with the Ethereum network, it is basically it's a layer 2 solution. So rather than going directly through the Ethereum network using the ERC20 algorithms, we're using Polygon, which basically sits on top of the Ethereum network and is essentially it's sort of like a middleman, and it just the way it works, or I don't know, is it a middleman or is it just sort of like a gateway? Basically sort of like a layer 2 gateway, I guess. And it basically it just means that things like fees and stuff like that are loads cheaper, and we're going to be using that for this system. You can actually, I think, at the moment in CMG, you can use the Polygon network for CGT, and as we know, in the next or sometime this week, the NFTs are going to be live on CMG for you guys to start buying the NFT cards. That is the trading cards. The NFT trading cards are going to be live, and you are going to be able to purchase them through the Polygon network. Okay, so basically allows Ultera Online to provide a smooth gameplay, even with multiple contracts per call per day. In addition, the low fee requirement by the Polygon network made the game more accessible even for the smallest purse. So that's what I'm saying. Fees are a lot cheaper. So therefore, even if you're not what people class as a whale, you can still be able to use this game and purchase items through this game because the fees are going to be a lot lower. Here are some examples of the main blockchain interactions. So buy Nutra with WoWare, so basically that's just going to be a direct exchange, or yeah, so you basically been exchanging WoWare to buy Nutra. There probably will be a small fee on that. Purchase NFT apartments, vehicles and equipment, rent an apartment for a limited period of time, claim an NFT card, claim WoWare rewards from corporation shares, withdrawals of game earnings in WoWare, create a mercenary contract in-game, participate in certain price pool competitions or tournaments. So, there's going to be, like I said, this is going to be very much, everything is sort of interwoven. Everything is interacting with each other. Everything depends on each other, and it's all connected. And that's what I like about this and what I'm looking forward to. Like I said earlier, I just think it's just going to be so much. It's just going to play a lot better, I think, than CMG. I think a lot, and this is why I'm saying, for those of you that are sort of the doubters and people that have walked away from CMG, if you see this video, I just say to you, just give it a go. Just get into Ultera, give it a go, give it a month. Give it a month, see how you get on. If you don't, you've only used a month, only played a month, and you can walk away. You don't need to invest, just go and play it. Just see how it sits with you. And I think I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so game portability. So this is something that is interesting, and a lot of you are going to be really into this. I think this is going to be really cool. So while the web gameplay Ultera Online is the main starting goal, Windows and mobile, Android and iPhone, iOS versions will be developed using the Unity game engine. Now, Unity has been around for forever. Pretty much most of the top games on the Android market, or at least they used to be, used Unity, the Unity game engine. Unity is a cross-platform game engine which highly optimizes the development time, as only one main application development with a few technical adjustments is required to provide PC, Android and iOS versions of the game. Yeah, so that is really cool. And the other really cool thing is, I think it's going to come in a sec, the 3 versions of the game where PC and mobile will be based in the same world, and only one account is required to play all. And this is what I think is so cool. So if you're at home and you normally use your PC to play, yeah, that's cool. Obviously it's nice to have a big screen, but say you're going away, say you're going, you decide that you're going on holiday or something like that. If you want, obviously most people when they go away, they just want to chill out. They don't want to necessarily play games. But if you're, say, at a bit of a loose end, you can log in to your Android version or your iOS version, and you've got the same account. So essentially, whatever you see or do in your PC version, that is going to transfer over to the mobile version. So like it says here, you only have one account. There's only a requirement for one account. So it's not like you're playing 2 games. You're playing the same game. You're playing the same account. So everything you accomplish on your PC, like I say, it's those accomplishments, rewards, bonuses, benefits, all are transferred over to the mobile version, and you just log in and it's just like you are playing on your PC, but you're just on a smaller screen. So if you've got, say, like I don't know, if you've got a tablet, obviously you don't want to necessarily play on your mobile, but if you've got a nice size tablet, 10-inch tablet, 7-inch tablet, that's going to be a nice little game area for you to play on. But like I say, you're only having to build up one account. You're not building up 2 or more. The players will be able to interact with others regardless of the version of the game they are playing, as well as it will be possible to switch from one version to another depending on the player's situation at home, traveling, etc. There you go. That's exactly what I was just saying. Obviously, if we'd read that whole lot, which I know I have a tendency of jumping in before we get to the end of these things, I just get excited. What can I say? Okay, so online game, so short law, blah blah blah. So basically, we are in the year 2185. Banks have fallen. The world is ruled by crypto corporations. Neutrino Corp, legacy of the prescient empire, lead the way with its Neutra. The world cryptocurrency mainly mineable by its facilities. This malicious corporation has taken the power upon finance, enslaving the world with capitalism. Neutrino Corp and its agents try to bring back the infamous prescient empire, and it's in a desperate dance that everyone is living, searching for their own place, seeking some mercenary missions for a few Neutra in order to pay bills. But in this chaos, some of us are, let's say, different. I'm one of them, member of an organization called the Worldwide Unity. This secret organization has one purpose: to give back freedom for the people. We have created a cryptocurrency called WoWare, mineable by anyone, while being untraceable by Neutrino Corp's agents. We fight for this cause. Will you join us? So essentially, Neutra, let's say, is fiat money. Yeah, so your dollars, your pounds. That is the centralized world. WoWware is the decentralized world. So WoWware is like Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that kind of stuff. So the worldwide unity is the small band of cryptocurrency people, just like you and me, that are trying to claw back or gain back the world from the massive capitalist companies, and this is what we get to do in the game. But the cool thing is that obviously if you're mining WoWware, which obviously if you're mining, that is what you're going to be mining, you can buy Nutra with WoWware. So yes, you can go and do your, obviously you can go and do your mercenary missions and all that kind of stuff to earn yourself Nutra. But if you've got yourself a little mining setup in your apartment, you're going to be mining WoWware, but that is exchangeable in Nutra as well. So that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. And like I say, it does sort of represent how the world is now. With the two different aspects of the centralized world and now the decentralized world. And this is sort of what we're looking at here in Ultera. Okay, so basically this, as we know it, I've shown many shots of this map before. So the crypto world, the player evolves the crypto world of Ultera. It represents an alternative world, more precisely in a distant world 200 years ahead of the digital age we all know. Then follows a futuristic and ultra industrialized world, the big metropolis. Megalopolis, in fact. As said earlier, the banks have fallen and the world is then governed by a multitude of crypto corporations, each greedy for power and control. Neutrino Corp, headquartered in Null City, has a very large share of the world's capital, thanks in particular to its famous cryptocurrency, the Nutra, which is reputed to be the only available cryptocurrency in the crypto world. But we know different. WoWware has risen. So like I say, this is basically what the map looks like. So as you can see, these are the various different continents. You've got the Great Ocean there. That is the North Ocean, Southern Ocean, I'm guessing, the Great Ocean, the Divide Ocean, and then obviously you've got the various different Middle Sea, the various different continents as well. So I have shown that in my earlier versions of this. So this goes on to obviously how much of the world there is to explore, which we've also already gone over. This is what I was talking about and spoke about before, that basically if you explored one area per second, it would take you that amount of years, 227,295 years to achieve this quest. And that is one area every second. That is a huge game area. And I've shown little videos of this as well, and this is basically what the world is going to look like. And we get so you get basically like a drone or a bird's eye version, so like this. So this is what, so we're looking down on the city. You can see the different apartment blocks, you can see the various stores and shops and stuff like that. But then obviously there's also another version where you can actually go down to street level, and your little man or woman or whatever is running around, or you're driving around in your car, you're flying around in your hover car and you're on your hover bike and stuff like that. So there are two different sort of ways you can scan the world, which I think is really cool. Whereas at the moment we just get like the aerial shot, like a flat aerial shot. But even this, as you can see, is a 3D world. Okay, so character classes. Now this is something that is going to be really important, and this is something again that they are experimenting with in Spacebit, because we have 3 different alien races, and you got to pick one of those when you started to play. And this is exactly how Ultera is going to be. Is when you log in, you get the opportunity to pick one of your character class. So it says here at the beginning of the game, after register, the player will have to choose from 1 to 5 classes. So it is 5. The hacker, the miner, the mercenary, the corporatist, and the eco-activist. Oh, actually, so I actually did remember all of them. So that's cool. Each class has its own specificities, so specialities, pros and cons, in different useful characteristics. Each character are available in 3 different variations. So I really like this. I thought, because you get a male, a female, and then a droid version. So I think that's really cool. So you not only get to choose which character class you want to play, you get to choose what version of that character class you want to play, whether it's a male, a female, or a droid. The class choice will somehow lead the way the player will start to play, starting missions, game orientation, and so on. While playing in a very specific circumstances, players' choices might lead to class change, which that could be kind of weird. So basically, I guess what they're saying is, if you're not say you've, I guess if you say you've maybe picked so. Yeah, I don't know if when it says class change, that means like a level change, or your entire character class will change. I mean, the only thing, like it says here, so basically, say you pick a corporatist member. Yeah, say you pick a corporatist character, but all the missions you do are eco-activist missions. I guess under those circumstances, maybe that you could possibly be changed to an eco-activist because it suits more the way you're playing the game. I'm just guessing that from what it says here, where it says players' choices might lead to a class change. So, like I say, if you're not necessarily following the route of your character, the class you've picked, then it might just alter your character class to suit better how you play the game. So that's kind of interesting, because essentially it's sort of like monitoring what you do in the game and then sort of saying, yeah, you know, this person is saying they're an eco-activist, but they're actually really evil. And they're just doing again, the other way. They're doing all the corporatist stuff. So yeah, we need to swap them. Yeah, again. So, you know, that's sort of, I'm guessing that's sort of what it involves. Okay, so the miner. So these are obviously all the different character classes. So the miner is specialized in cryptocurrency mining. It is not the best fighter in combat, but its great intelligence allows it to imagine an amazing mining system, always more complex, optimizing the mining performances of its mining equipment. So if you're just getting into the game, maybe to mine coins and maybe only do a small amount of missions and stuff like that, in a sense, maybe to earn yourself some Nutra or something like that, to maybe to keep upgrading your mining system or your mining setup, then pick the miner. You know, if that's what you're aiming really to do, is just essentially mine coins, then maybe this is probably the best character for you. Miner is conscientious and knows how to defend itself against intrusions, attempts from any kind of hacker. So even these are sort of really good anti-hackers as well then. So, you know, in the sense of that, you know, they're clever enough to understand all the tricks that a hacker would use to infiltrate their system, and they can prevent that. So that's cool. Okay, so the hacker is specialized in hacking any kind of computing equipment for personal or professional purposes. Reasons it is capable to hack computers and remote networks to obtain lots of information. Legally or not, the hacker has chosen its main life purpose. Of course, to hack a hacker won't be easy, because it knows very well how to protect itself regardless. It is a real life or inside the internet. It is in real life or inside the internet. And then you go, obviously, you got the male version, female version, and droid version. And then you've got your various attributes, which obviously these attributes and skills are going to be exactly the same in the sense of the listings, but what your strengths and weaknesses would obviously be different from character to character. Okay, so the corporatist. The corporatist is a strong supporter of its corporation. The economy has no secret to it, and it has very great business capabilities. It usually believes in a stable, ordered world. Its main objective is to generate profit at all costs, and it knows how to do it. Corporatists often hire various mercenaries to achieve their goals. So again, if that's your aim of the game, is to essentially just make money from this, then that's who you want to be going for, is these very well dressed people. I mean, look, I mean, even the droid's got a flipping cool shoulder bag. I mean, and he's even, what's that? He's got a Fitbit, or is that an iWatch? An Apple Watch he's got going on that. I mean, that's got to be, what's that, generation 2000? But anyway, yes, so they are the business people of the world. And then you got the mercenaries. So obviously these guys, you know, these are the strength. These are the people that are going to go around and kick butt. So it says here, the mercenary carry out various missions on behalf of corporations and wealthy individuals. He is in very good physical condition. I'm sure she is as well. The missions entrusted to it are varied and not always legal, but the success of one of them ensures the mercenary and income in cryptos far from being negligible. So you're going to get paid a serious amount of cash or cryptos for doing your missions if you choose this character. And the bot, I think I'd say, you know, I actually really like the design of these characters. I think they've picked I think they're really cool. I just think the artwork in this whole thing has been really good. So the eco-activist makes his life a permanent struggle to preserve the planet of Ultera. The climate changes of the last 2 centuries have seen the emergence of unprecedented ecological disasters. Thanks to powerful knowledge, the eco-activist can implement many actions in favor of the preservation of the planet. Now, with the eco-activist, I'm guessing this is going to be one of the characters that you probably really want to get into the game, really want to get into the story of the game, maybe unveiling what Ultera, like the language, the language of the elders and all that kind of stuff, the myths and legends of the planet, you know, and everything that sort of has been locked away from the world or Ultera by the corporations because they don't want you guys to know. I'm guessing that the eco-activist is probably going to be the character that if you want to really get into the adventure side of it, they're probably going to be one of the best ones to go for. So various ways to play. This is probably all going to talk about what I've already talked about. In Ultera Online, players will be able to play in different ways, so everyone can find its own purpose of playing, which I really like. The exploration game, players can simply explore the world and collect artifacts and items in order to understand some of Ultera's secrets, or just for chilling. Role-playing. A role-playing game, the players play figurative characters with their own characteristics and evolves in an open world. The role-playing game is very present. Their different choices will dictate their orientation and evolution within the game. The characters will gain experience, improve their skills and reputations as the game progresses. Mysterious rune found at the Great Mountains, which obviously we looked at earlier. And then you got mining and life simulation. So this is basically what they've done here is they've obviously try to bring realism to the mining aspect of the game, but they also say that obviously certain aspects of the game, like paying rent, paying for electricity, all that kind of stuff, is actually sort of meant to bring real life aspects to the game. So these are things that we do in our own lives in our world, and they've sort of transferred those things into the world of Ultera, which again I like. It just brings it's those little details. It's sort of like like in movies when usually the good guy in the movie, he's got himself a six bullet revolver, and he's shooting against bad guys that have got like semi-automatic pistols, and yet you never see the good guy reload his gun. He's just bang 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 bang, and you're counting 1 2 3 4 5 6. Right, so he's ran out of bullets. And then he just carries on shooting. Well, that's obviously not real. That is not real, and it's not actually a problem for me. But I know certain people that really annoys. But the thing is with these guys is they are trying to bring those realistic details into the game. So like paying rent, having to buy food, paying for fuel to move your vehicles around, all those kind of stuff, which again, I think is really cool, because it just brings those little different aspects to this game, which I think are going to be so cool. And I think it's going to be really immersive, because those details are stuff we do all the time. I think when that kind of stuff really gets added into it, and you really you allow yourself to really play the game and get into these games, it does become immersive, and for that short period of time you're playing, you're there, you're in Ultera, you're actually on that continent, you are mining your coins, you are doing those missions, because it adds those little extra bits of realism, and that's what I love. That's what I love. And obviously this is basically what your new sort of dashboard is going to look like. Obviously, we have our obviously, as we can see here, this is sort of what you're looking at, like the outer frame of this video. It's sort of like what our dashboard is in CMG, but this is sort of this is going to be like the character sheet. You've got your inventory just there as well. Actually, your dashboard, this is not your dashboard, is it? This is basically just sort of looking at basically what you own. So you've got your character. This is all their this is going to have all their different armories and items, and then you've got vehicles that you own, your reputation, status, not sure what titles are. That could be something to do with land, maybe, I'm not sure. And then obviously you've got your inventory and all that kind of stuff in there as well, as we do in CMG. So you can recycle your stuff, you can claim energy and stuff back from that. So again, it's you're gonna have this bit of a crossover between platforms, because that is what they want. They're sort of implementing stuff into CMG now, which is sort of gonna transfer over to Ultera. So this is sort of your trading card game. If you are interested in that, obviously you can read through that. And obviously in CMG, like I say, if you go into the trading card game, I think they did a video on how to play it, and there are instructions on how to play it as well. And I do think that if you're looking to earn yourself some cheap rewards and bonuses, get yourself understanding how to play that game, because in Ultera, I think it's going to be well worth playing, and it's going to be a little bit of fun and a bit of a distraction from the rest of the game, especially if, say, you're hanging around for a couple of minutes and you want something else to do. Go and play the trading card game. So we've got these obviously these are the mini games that we play already. That is the Hackers mobile game, which I demonstrated on one of my videos, my CMG videos. So you got community gaming. Thanks to its clan system, Ultera Online is also a community game where mutual aid pays, and this is what we're talking about with the VMP. In Ultera Online, clans are called VMPs, or virtual mining pools. VMPs allow players to merge their mining power. So again, you know, this is going to be massive. If we as a team get together, we merge our mining power, and basically the only people that are going to be allowed into the VMP are going to be people that really want to sort of help our team and push the game forward. Obviously, this is from my perspective. Like I said earlier, you know, I always want the best team around me, and I want people that want to play the game and are contributing. That is why, unfortunately, we have to let some people go. But everybody else, you play your VMP or you run your VMP however you wish. So it says here, the mercenary missions assigned to the VMPs allowed to give priority to teamwork for common purpose to help achieve its goal. Each VMP will have a dedicated chat where members will be able to talk with each other to establish strategies, which is going to be really cool as well, because right now we have a chat, but we don't really use it. You know, people just come on there, say thanks. I've seen the odd post from people, you know, chatting back, you know, to try and chat back and forth, but it's very difficult in the sense of that not everybody is online at the same time. So you sort of have to check through it just to see if there's any sort of, you know, if someone's mentioned you or is sent a question to you or something like that. So, you know, I hope it does get used more, and I hope it, you know, it maybe works a little better than it does at the moment, because that would be great if we can all sort of be in a little chat together and discuss stuff like that. That would be absolutely brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Chat will also contain multiple general channels based on in-game world's location, world channels, continental channels, and city channels. So obviously that narrows it right down. So if you're in a certain capital city, or you can go in there, talk to other people, or, you know, like, do you know where I can, you know, where this shop is or where this store is? I'm trying to get hold of one of these. Can you tell me where to get it? That kind of stuff. You know, the continental ones would be various other chats and stuff like that. So that is really good. Because it really specifies what you're talking about. So obviously, if you go into the city channel and start talking about something completely different, people probably will say, look, you need to go to the continental channel or something like that, which is how it should be. It should always, you know, dedicated channels should always remain dedicated channels. Okay, so this is about the token sale. So this is, I'm not sure when this is going to be launched. So this is they're having an ICO, which is a coin offering, an initial coin offering. So you've got the public sale, you've got a pre-public sale, pre-public round, you've got a private round, seed round, partners, advisors, ecosystem, blah, 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 blah. So basically, if you want to sort of get your real foot in the door on this game, what you want to do is try and find out when the ICO is going to happen. Go along, purchase yourself a few tokens, coins, you know, however many you decide, if that's what you want to do, and you will get, I believe you get shares in various of those companies. So as we know, the various companies we talked about earlier, the energy, the internet, although those different companies, I believe that purchasing from the ICO gets you shares in those companies. So that might be something some of you out there are interested in. So we've got the roadmap. So I have been through this, and it's something I am very, very sad about, I have to say, is if we go through this. So scroll down. So basically, Ultera itself is not going to launch until the first quarter of next year. But even then, it is a closed beta. So the only people that are going to be invited to that, I believe, are people that hold the okay, so it says basically, yeah, so if you hold NFT trading cards, you will be invited to that. Is that what it says? Ultera Online closed beta. This early access version will be available to holders of all NFT pack. So yeah, so you've got NFT sale too. So obviously those guys did try to do a pre-sale of the Genesis NFTs, which unfortunately didn't go as planned. There was certain misunderstanding of how OpenSea worked and stuff like that. But I know the Genesis NFTs are still up for grabs, and I do believe that they will be coming to the CMG platform, so you guys can buy them. But if the those, to be quite honest, I would love to get a hold of one of those of the Genesis NFTs, basically because you get the trading card, which, as I've shown up in the top right hand corner, that is an example of the trading card, of an NFT trading card. But you also get an apartment. I believe you get so you get an apartment NFT, you get a vehicle NFT, and then you get the trading card, and then obviously you get access to that closed beta as well. And I would so want one, because obviously the other NFTs are really cool and will be useful in the game, but it's more because I want to be part of that closed beta. I might just have to settle for a standard NFT trading card if that's going to get me in, because I want to bring you guys, you know, gameplay. I want to bring you guys, you know, footage from the games. I want you guys to see how cool this game is going to be, you know, before, you know, probably before a lot of you will ever get to see it. A lot of you will get to play it, you know. So, you know, that is why I really want one, you know, is because I just want to really get into this as soon as possible so I can create some videos. Even, you know, obviously if I speak to Cyril and he just says, look, you know, can you just sort of, you know, just show some, you know, some of the really cool aspects? If they might not want me to divulge everything, I don't know, but they might do, because at the end of the day, if I do, you guys are going to get more excited about it than if I don't, right? And that is why I want one of these NFTs. If I can get one of the Genesis ones, I would love it. I don't think I'm going to be able to. It's just going to come down to basically cost. But if I could get one, I would love that. If not, we might look just to see if we can get a standard NFT trading card just to stick in my pack, if that's going to get me into that closed beta, because I just so want to get into it. I just really want to get into it. Okay, so look at this as well. Release of Ultera trading card game board game version. Now that is cool as well, right? That is so cool that they are actually going to release a physical board game version of this. Sale of limited and unique trading card. Each card will be linked to an NFT card Ethereum address. So, you know, so this is the open beta. So you're not going to get this until, so what's that? First quarter is to March. So April and beyond, you're going to basically be able to get into the open beta. So obviously we're still going to be in beta, and then, you know, and then we go to quarter 3, and then that is going to be version 1 official release. So release of Ultera CG Ultera trading card game on mobile, web and PC. In-game rewards thanks to Ultera Connect feature, and then you've got basically the quarter 3 again, in-game event system and competition release of mini games in Ultera Arcade, first eco action based on in-game eco pool. And that is it. And then this is the team. These are the guys that are responsible for this creation, and yeah, I mean, just going through that, you know, I'm sure this has probably been quite a long video, and I'm really sorry if it has dragged on for a lot of you, but I'm just so looking forward to this. I wanted to share all the aspects of this game and what is coming to this game, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am. Like I say, cross fingers I can get one of these NFTs into my account. If I can get one of the Genesis ones, that would be so cool, because I could show you the apartments, I could show you how the vehicles work, you know, all those kind of stuff, which I know is stuff that you guys are going to want to know before you get into this game, you know, and, you know, things like, you know, how much does fuel cost for your vehicle, you know, how much does rent cost for your apartment, all these kind of things that I know you guys are going to want to know. So if I can get one of those Genesis NFTs, I will, but if not, we will just basically settle for a standard NFT, and basically just so we can get into that closed beta at the beginning of next year. Okay, so I am going to leave that there. I really hope that you enjoyed it and found it informative. And if you can smash that like button, it really supports my channel, which helps me bring more content to you. So take care, have a great rest of your week, and I will speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.